if you had to do this over again, start from scratch, would you go into entrepreneurship?
Of course. I am crazy.
Even with all the craziness.
Listen, like we were saying with Seinfeld, I would have it no other way, because anytime I think about having a job, I feel like, and this is no knock on someone with a job, because I don't, you know what I mean? Some people...
There's no freedom.
No, but I don't... Listen, I hire people. So I need people who want a job. Yeah. So I cannot say, well...
You don't want to knock them.
Exactly.
You don't want to make it seem like they're not noble
exactly.
or they're just like sheeple or whatever.
Without them, there would be no business owners. There would be, you may have solopreneurs, but you need employees to scale and grow businesses. Yeah. So they play an important role in building and growing a business.
They're part of the balance. We take the risk. They give us support. They help. We hone their.
They provide their labor and they are compensated for it.
Yes.
But anytime I think about being that person with a job, I feel as though my life is going to be miserable, because I'm about control. I have to have control over my circumstance.
So you're a control freak.
If you want to call it that, that's up to you. I don't care what you call it, but I like to be in control of my own circumstance and my own destination. You know?
Yeah, you don't want anybody to be able to come and dictate to you
exactly
what you can do when you can't do it,
or put that ceiling on what I could earn, or you know what I mean. I don't want that. And so anytime I think about having a job, I be like, buddy, I have to put up with this stress because I can't go back to that, because I wasn't always a business owner, entrepreneur. I had a job for 10 years prior to starting my own business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've been on that side.
Yeah,
and it was fine.
It was okay.
It was cool. You know what I mean? I had a decent job. I would go to work. I get paid. I had a regular life. It was cool. There was nothing wrong with that. But doing this now for 11 years, I cannot go back to that.
No. You know what switched me off from, because I did both. Like I worked for myself as a photographer, had a little job or whatever. And then I was main photographer for like some of the papers. I was a building tech. And one of the things there were two things specifically that turned me off from employment. I tried to get into the government service and my file was meddled with and I didn't get in.
Your file was meddled with?
Yes.
You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Don't want to elaborate.
That's how you could throw that out there, man. Don't tell us what happened.
Water under the bridge. Reverse nepotism. It is what it is. It's cool. Saved my life.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, I am better off for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Then, starting on principle, I spoke about this last week in last week's episode. I was fired.
Oh, you like me.
Right? And I was like, never a fucking again.
What'd you get fired for?
For telling someone they can't do my job and don't get in my way. Pretty much. That was seen as being sexist and...
you tell a gal that?
Yeah.
Ah.
She went to the higher up and told them I was a sexist pig and she can't work with me and all that sort of stuff. It was just trumped up charges. It wasn't real. And you know what the funny thing is? I should have been congratulated for doing my job before I took my day off. So this is how it went. So I got fired on my day fucking off.
That's the best time to get fired.
I was Ice Cube and Friday, motherfucker. So it was like, I did this show with the Tribune called, what was it? The Tribune Top 5. Tribune Top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they brought me there to do outside of photography. And I had already taped it and did all that other stuff. So it was my day off. So the person who had the issue or was looking for stripes was looking around. And they were like, oh, well, we got to do this. Not realizing I'd already had a conversation with the bigger boss and I'd already taken care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent out an email. And for some reason, I don't know why on my day off, I was looking at company emails. And I saw it. And I was like, no, this is already done. It's already packaged. No need to worry about it. It's set. Click. Boom. CC'd everybody on it. No. My little boss was trying to give me a direct order.
Yeah, little boss.
And I didn't see it as that. She didn't, because my whole thing was this. I respect people that have legitimate input in the creative process. So if you showed me while I was working there these last couple of weeks, you have no interest in the product, you don't care about how it's done, and you leave me to my devices, and I communicate with the talent and I communicate with the bigger boss, that's the way it's supposed to be. So where you come from now, trying to tell me how to do what I do. So I was nice. And that became...
I have a feeling you wasn't nice, Jay, but go ahead.
And that became a big thing, right?
I don't think those two things go together.
And then I wasn't nice the second time. So she came back with a response. And as in the way, and this is a paraphrasing because I can't even find this email right now. You ain't hear me, eh? This is what happened. This is how it was recorded. It's already done. I will see you when I get back to the office. Boom.
Little did you know.
Little did I know.
There was no back to the office for you.
So she gone, run up to the big boss who I've been dealing with and complain. Big boss is like, ain't nothing, whatever. I was one of his best photographers, you know. So he covered for me. Okay. You ain't taking this serious, but I was a woman. So I could go to the woman owner and I could complain, but this nigga and this nigga could be out of the job. And everybody texting me, you should apologize. Da, 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 da. And I was like, for what? I do that.
They don't know you, eh?
They ain't nothing to apologize for. Sometimes you just say you're sorry so you can have a job. Nigga, you know what it is? Like, I don't care for these people. So anyway, come back to work. Friend hit me up, pulled me in the side cubicle. It's like, listen, I need you to apologize. I was like, apologize for what? Gone to the big boss, we get our meeting, everything cool. I work like a dog that whole day. Come back inside the office. Everybody's solemn. Say, okay, what's going on over here? Hey, Jay, little British guy, you know, cool guy. Great guy, one of the best editors I work for. Come on in, Mike. How I need to talk to you. Come on in there. Man, I glassy. Big grown man, you know.
What?
Big editor from across the pond, I glassy. I don't know what to say, mate. But you know, this email situation, going back and forth, I just have to let you go. And he explained how it happened and what had happened. And I was like, you serious? I what you crying for? We can be cool after this, you know. I take my pictures, I take my camera, I walk out the door. A couple of months later, I was at the national exhibit at the National Art Gallery. They still working where they used to work at. And I done elevate a couple times.
So you didn't get fired on your day off?
I did. Technically, I was they decided to squeeze another couple hours out of me.
That's all I get from that. You was right on the job when you get fired, but you get fired on your day off.
Technically, it was done. The writing was on the wall. I just didn't know I was fired. Right? But after I got fired, it was sobering to me. I didn't want to have to live that experience again. I didn't want anybody to feel that they had power over me to manipulate a situation like that again. I could be fired from a client, but you can't stop me from my production company. You could take away your kid from a school, but you can't fire me as XYZ. And people continue to try to manipulate those things. They always try to be like, I know this person, I could do this and I can put a squeeze on you. But when you own something and you really have a great product, unless you're dead, there's nothing people can do with you. And that's the mentality they have now. And I don't think I could ever give that up for a check. Like even with nepotism, how it works in this country, you know, when there are people in government or take over a big company, I'll take a contract from you to provide service from one of my companies. But I can never say, let me put my company on the side and let me give you services as an employee of this particular thing. I can't do that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And going back to when you were fired, well, when I got fired, I could tell you that was one of the happiest days of my life.
You felt like you free.
And I remember vividly going home that day, and my cousin was by us. And he said, boy, So you just get fired, but why you look like you
Happy.
like what was you look happy, boy?
They can't understand
Yeah,
it.
I was like, boy, you don't know how free I feel right now.
Because it was a stressful situation.
But the thing is, the job wasn't even stressful.
Was it that
I
bad?
had no.
Weren't
I
you
had
like the first
I had
mate or
a
something?
yeah. I had a decent job. I was the first officer. I had a decent job. It was cool. I had no problem with nobody on the job. The job wasn't no problem.
So why did you feel
But
free?
because again, I think I was just born to be an entrepreneur and do my own thing. And so I always felt out of place, even though the job was okay. It was making
Feel like
okay
an
money.
Did you feel like an imposter in your own skin?
Maybe that's why I felt so freeing once I got fired. Maybe I didn't, look at it that way while I had the job.
So you had to transition to be an entrepreneur from a. I can't even do it with a straight.
Well, I don't know what is that.
I'm planting stuff in there, man.
I missed it.
You didn't
No.
feel. You didn't feel whole.
You ain't getting with it. You ain't getting with this trans thing again, Jay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a joke. Come on. Funny.
Yeah. That one going over my head just now. I trying to tell my story.
Toya was cracking up in the corner.
Yeah, I know, because she know. I trying to tell my damn story and you around here talking about trans.
No, you transformed yourself.
No.
To an entrepreneur.
No, I didn't.
You felt free.
It was no.
When they took you out of the labor closet, you felt free.
It was. I wouldn't call it no transforming. It was a release. I actually was able to take my life into my own hands at that point.